Welcome back once again to another episode on my channel. First, I want to appreciate everyone watching right now. We currently have 10 subscribers. Woo! You guys are the real MVPs. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Well, you can say 10 subscribers. Is that why you're making noise? Excuse you. Do you know what it means? It's not like I'm a celeb or anything. No, yes, you guys deemed it fit to subscribe to my channel. You took my word for it, and you're open to everything that will be spilling on this channel and all we're going to be sharing together. And I just want to say thank you. I count you as a family, and million kisses to my lovely. So I must say thank you so much for taking my word for it and for being a part of this journey of growth. Today we're going to be talking about something that has been on my mind for a really long while, and it stemmed from a personal experience and what I've observed in the lives of most people. It appears as if this is something that a lot of people also experience, and if you're someone who has journeyed from a place of low self-esteem to understanding your self-esteem, building a healthy self-esteem, throwing down everything that makes you feel less of yourself, and then understanding what it means to have a healthy self-esteem. Of course, not an overhyped esteem, or there is also high self-esteem. There is also, I'll say, there's also the overhyped self-esteem where someone thinks too highly of themselves. That's also not healthy. So you're talking about healthy esteem here, healthy self-esteem, the one that brings you to a realization of who you are in Christ, the one that brings you to a realization of who God has made you, whom He has called you, whom He has defined you to be. Yes, that's what we're talking about here, the healthy self-esteem. And really, you really cannot have a healthy esteem without it being rooted in the knowledge of who you are in Christ. So today I'm talking about being yourself. Yes, I know it sounds cliche, right? A lot of people, when people tell you, oh, you don't have to be like someone else, be yourself, be this, be that, your true self, be you, be natural. It kind of sounds vague. Sometimes, it tends to sound vague. Like when they say be yourself, the question is, sometimes, if you really sit down to think about it, have you really sat down to think about, okay, who is myself? Who is this in quote yourself that everybody keeps telling you to be? So now, who is yourself? Who are you? Like, who are you? So who is this yourself? Who are you really? Have you really sat down to analyze it and all of that? And then you would realize that in the old, be yourself, I am who I am, who I am, be yourself, be you, and all of that. If it is not rooted in the knowledge of who Christ has called you to be, you would realize that yourself can be very dysfunctional, and it has every tendency not to be healthy and be the best. Right? So what's the point of everything I'm trying to say right now? For you to be your true self, you must first be identified in God. You must first be identified with God, be identified with Christ. Understand that He calls you His child. Understand that He calls you His own, irrespective of your weaknesses, your shortcomings. He calls you child, and He does not just call you child to pamper you, to rub you on the head. He calls you child to make you better. He calls you His own to make you the best version of what you can ever be. He calls you His own to be representation of His image on earth, in your relationship with people around you. My dears, this realization is one of the things It has helped to shape how I began to see myself, carry myself, heal from the years of low self-esteem, and then transiting into the space of healthy esteem. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm there 100%. I can hold a masterclass on healthy self-esteem, but it's been a journey, and I can promise you that it's been worth it. It's been a journey of mercy. It's been a journey of growth. It's been a journey of being shapen. It's been a journey of, throwing things that are not of God, that do not please God away. Learning things that please God and learning to do them, learning to imbibe them, learning to make these things natural. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. I promise you, it's a journey, but it's a journey that is worth it. It's a journey of growth, a journey of mercy, a journey of forgiveness. That even when you miss your steps on the way, as long as you hold on to Him, He would hold you. He would save your feet from the snare. He would guide your feet into the path He wants you to walk in. Remember, please open your ears. I am saying, even when you sleep and you hold on to Him, He would save your feet and He would direct your steps. Or let me use the word redirect your steps. That's why He calls you child. That's why He calls you child. That's why He calls you His own. He did not call you His own for you to continue to live a life that does not please Him. He has a standard. And because as humans, our frailty sometimes betrays us, He has His mercy and favor in place to always redirect us, to restore us. That's why the word restoration exists, right? Restoration would not exist if God is okay with whatever we are, as long as we just call ourselves Christians. No, the word restoration would not exist. It is in the journey of restoration our perfection is formed. And it is in walking with Him that we'll find ourselves more, that we'll see the beauty of who He calls us the more, that we'll see the beauty of whose we are the more. And this builds our confidence. We do not have to pattern our lives after someone. We do not have to pattern our lives after, a highly placed person or a widely well-respected person. Because if we pattern our lives after man, it means while we're patterning our lives after the good in them, we're also patterning our lives after their errors. So my dear, the next time someone tells you be yourself, remember that yourself you want to be, you can only find it in God. Let me tell you a quick backstory of how God has helped me through this journey and how I got to a place of realization, and I have to start a journey of learning who I am in God. So I have this there's this very close friend of mine. I remember one time I had gone to visit her in her home, and with her husband, we're having a conversation around how people treat you, how people take advantage of you, how people, just take advantage of you because you're quiet, because you're not the forceful type, and all of those things. Yeah, I was really telling them an experience about myself anyway, and an experience I had with someone who is meant to be really close, and I was explaining how I felt bad about the fact that this person seems to be taking advantage of me and all of that, advantage of the fact that I'm not a confrontational person, take advantage of the fact that I can be quite reserved, and all the stuff we talk about. You know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, yeah, so that's it. And then the husband of this my wonderful friend, got into the chief advisor mode and was started saying something like, well, see, you don't let people take advantage of you. You stand your ground, you do this, and then it was all sounding really, motivating, really cool, until it got to a point where he said, learn to be yourself. That was not the issue. Yeah, it's something we hear every time. And then he went further to say, it's just a pity that even yourself go, yourself you're asking you to be. It's a pity. It's a pity. Whew. Mm, yeah. And that conversation went on. It's more like for those of us who are really reserved, when something hits you like that in the midst of conversation, because I don't know if it's just me or if it's peculiar to, maybe reserved, quiet people. When something hits you like that, something hits you, but you don't have that reflex to quickly address that. What do you mean by that? No. It hits you and you just swallow it, and everybody just moves on with the conversation, and somehow you just want to like bled into the continued conversation. But it's only when you recall back into your personal space and then it begins to dawn on you. I could never forget those words. It's just a pity that even the yourself we're asking you to be, it's just a pity. My goodness. You know what it's like when people you admire, that you think also care about you, people you care about, say certain things that, it just hits real deep. And then you begin, so this is how you see me. This is the best you think of me. And I'm like, so in my personal space, I began to, think and ponder. So what's the difference between you that I'm expressing my X2, my heart X2? What's the difference between you and the person I was telling you about? I thought I had come to a place of soccer, people that really get me, people that really understand me. Do you get? And it hit me real bad. The effect this had on me was that it began to make me relate with people in a way that I think they would like, in a way that I think they would admire or appreciate. Because I see people who are widely, at least more than I am, liked and loved and related with. I see those people really behave in certain kind of ways, and I felt like, okay, I can be like this, let me be a little like this and all of that. That was what I began to push myself to do. And oh boy, that was stressful. No, it is hard being somebody else. It is literally hard because you feel empty. You end up having this emptiness inside of you. I literally began to operate in other people's shadows. Friends around me that I felt like, okay, maybe had better qualities than me. I see people admire things on them, and I want to be like that. I want to be like those people. Oh my God. Those are years of psychological and pure emotional torture. I began to have personality disorders. Trust me. I began to be things that even myself, I was shocked. Like, myself, I shocked myself. Just those years were hellish. Trust me, they were hellish years. I repressed and silenced my true self for years. I was champion of the People's Pleasers Association. But it left me with emptiness. Nothing but emptiness. I didn't think there was anything worthy of being admired or appreciated about me, about my natural self, or about my natural inclination. And I think it was at that point I began to see that, whew, you can only find yourself in God. No one can give a better definition of yourself that is healthy enough to help you grow, to help you heal if it's healing you need. Be the best version of yourself. You can only find it in God. And I want to tell you that you're unique. And you'd realize that when you begin to find yourself in God, you'd realize that you're unique. Not everybody has to be a choleric. Not everybody has to, be that, the entire place and everybody is. We don't all have to be like that. The world would not imagine how toxic the world would be if everybody is hey kind of person. If everybody were to be a soldier, imagine how intense and rigid the world would be. Let's bring it down to ministry. Not everyone is an apostle. Not everyone is an evangelist. We have the apostles, we have the evangelists. So you're not a pity. When you find yourself in God, when you find yourself in Christ, you'd realize that you're not a pitiful being. You're unique. You're beautiful. You're smart. You're not a pitiful being. Your uniqueness can be amplified when you find your place in God. God amplifies your uniqueness. What I'm trying to say is that never think that there is a particular way to be. There is a particular way for you to be the best. We all have our unique qualities that when we come before God, find the purpose of our uniqueness in God, He amplifies it, makes it beautiful. And what people see as weakness, as not attractive, becomes a unique selling point for you to fulfill divine purpose. The same me that someone said, even the you is beautiful. When I began to understand the uniqueness of my person in God, in Christ, through this journey, recently, I've been hearing stuff like, I admire your person and all of that. I admire your courage. Sometimes I wonder, courage person. Is it me they are talking about? Like, me. So, what can we do? We can only continue to understand where God places us and what He will have us do, and just be given to it fully, 100%. What I would really like for you to take away from this video is the fact that you're unique, and when you find your uniqueness in God, when you find your you in God, understand the uniqueness of your you. Did you see what I did there? when you understand the uniqueness of your you, it is amplified by the breath of God, through the strength of God, and it becomes a point of attraction that pushes you to fulfill divine purpose, calling, and assignment. That's what I want you to take away from this video today. You're not pitiful. You're amazing. You're awesome. And your uniqueness can be pruned and amplified in God, through God, such that it drives you to begin to fulfill your unique purpose, calling, and assignment. So, my plea to you today, find you in God and stay with God. Be you, but find you in God. So I hope you were able to take one or two things from today's episode. Thank you so much for joining. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, like this video. I'd love to hear from you. What has been your experience in your journey of healthy self-esteem, finding yourself? I'd like to hear from you. Let's share experiences, ideas, just, I would really, really, really love to hear from you. Hope to hear from you in the comment section. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like. Some more video updates will be coming up, and we're going to be talking a lot about so many awesome things that can help build us up and edify us. Till I come your way next time, I remain Grace. Bye.